Welcome back. Let me ask, have you really been watching what's happening in LA? The police are overwhelmed, looting is happening in broad daylight, flash mobs are shutting down freeways, trapping innocent people, ordinary folks are caught off guard, unprepared for chaos. Maybe you think, that's LA, it won't happen here. You're wrong. What's happening there is a test run, a blueprint for chaos that can spread anywhere. The same weaknesses will be exploited in cities big and small. Your safety, and your family's, could depend on what you do next. At the end, I'll share vital info about a specific coordinated event coming soon. But first, here are 5 things you must do now to be ready. Let's get started. Let's start with your emergency lockdown kit, the single most important thing you can prepare before a crisis hits. This kit isn't just a box of supplies, it's your lifeline, your safety net, and your peace of mind when the world outside your door becomes unpredictable. Think of it as your personal insurance policy for when you can't leave home for a week or more. It's not about roughing it like a camping trip. It's about maintaining comfort, health, and security when resources are scarce and help may be far away. Start by stocking at least 7 days' worth of non-perishable food for every person in your household. Choose foods that require little or no preparation: canned goods, energy bars, dried fruit, and ready-to-eat meals. And don't forget water. You'll need a minimum of 1 gallon per person per day, not just for drinking, but also for basic hygiene. Communication is critical. A hand crank or battery-powered radio keeps you connected to emergency broadcasts if cell service or the internet goes down. Pack extra batteries, and make sure everyone knows how to use it. Medical emergencies don't wait for things to calm down. Include all essential medications, copies of prescriptions, and a trauma-ready first aid kit with supplies for both minor injuries and serious wounds. Fires can break out unexpectedly, especially during periods of unrest. Keep at least 1 fire extinguisher on every floor of your home, and make sure everyone knows where they are and how to use them. In chaotic times, arson and accidental fires are all too common. Blackout shades or heavy blankets are essential for keeping your home discreet at night. Light leaking from your windows can attract unwanted attention, so cover them up to blend in and stay safe. Self-defense is non-negotiable. Equip every adult with pepper spray and practice using it safely. In a crisis, knowing how to protect yourself can make all the difference. Don't wait until the last minute. Build your kit now while you have time to think clearly and gather what you need. In an emergency, stores will empty fast and panic will set in. Store your kit in a spot that's easy to reach, not buried in the garage or attic. Check it every 6 months, rotate food, replace expired items, and update supplies as your family's needs change. Pay attention to the news and your surroundings. When you see signs of unrest, like police activity, protests, or sudden shortages, that's your final warning. Be ready to act. The unprepared become statistics, but you can choose to be ready. This kit is more than just supplies, it's your foundation for self-reliance and calm in the face of uncertainty. When others panic, you'll have a mental edge. Knowing you're prepared lets you focus on what matters most, keeping your loved ones safe. Start building your kit this week. Don't put it off. Make a checklist, gather supplies, and involve your family so everyone knows what's inside and how to use it. Every item you add is another layer of protection for your family, another step toward peace of mind. Without these basics, all other plans are just wishful thinking. Don't let your family be caught off guard. Taking this first step puts you in control no matter what comes next. Now that you have your lifeline, let's talk about hardening your home for even greater security. Surviving at home only works if you keep threats out. Your home is your sanctuary, but in uncertain times, it can quickly become a target if you're not prepared. The goal is to make your house a place where intruders think twice before even approaching. Let's turn your house from a soft target into a fortress. Start by thinking like a potential intruder. Where are the weak points? What would you look for if you wanted to break in? Upgrade door hardware. Replace short screws with 3, 4-inch ones in every exterior door. This simple change makes it much harder to kick in a door, buying you precious time in an emergency. Add door security bars and window security film to slow down intruders. Security film can keep glass from shattering, while bars add a physical barrier that's tough to bypass. For sliding doors, use a dowel or bar in the track. This simple step can prevent someone from forcing the door open, even if they manage to bypass the lock. Inside, layer your defenses. Firearms you've trained with, pepper spray, sturdy knives, and blunt force tools. Make sure these are accessible but secure, and that everyone knows where they are and how to use them safely. Designate a safe room with a solid door. Drill your family on how to get there fast. Practice. What's the code word? Who grabs the go bag? Who barricades the door? Assign roles so there's no confusion when seconds count. Run through scenarios, glass breaking, power out, separated family members. Practice what to do if you're caught off guard or if someone is outside and can't get in right away. Write down your plan and practice it until it's second nature. A written plan helps everyone remember their responsibilities and keeps you organized under stress. Walk your property, find weak spots and fix them. Check for broken locks, loose windows, or overgrown bushes that could hide someone. Regular inspections keep your defenses strong. Have the hard conversation with your family now. Talk openly about what to do in a crisis, and make sure everyone's questions are answered. Fear comes from the unknown. Knowledge and preparation replace it with confidence. A plan in your head isn't a plan, it's a hope. Write it down, review it, and update it as your situation changes. Drill until everyone knows what to do. Confidence comes from preparation. The more you practice, the more automatic your response will be, even under stress. Your home is your castle. Fortify it. Every layer of security you add makes your family safer, and your home less appealing to anyone with bad intentions. Now let's talk about what to do if you have to leave, because sometimes the safest move is to get out, and you need to be just as prepared for that as you are for staying in. Sometimes staying home isn't safe. You need an escape plan. Plan B. Every family member should know 2 ways out of every room. Practice using escape ladders for upper floors. Set rally points, one close by, one further away, both reachable on foot. Avoid main roads, they'll be blocked or dangerous. Know the back routes, alleys, and shortcuts. Walk these routes now, know them better than anyone else. Keep your car ready. Gas tank half full, bug-out bags packed, maps in hand. Have multiple driving routes, but be ready to abandon your car if needed. If you're stuck, don't wait. Move on foot. Coordinate with friends or family outside the danger zone as a bug-out location. Communicate your plan ahead of time. The goal is to stay home, but know when to leave. Don't get trapped by indecision. A practiced escape plan gives you options and initiative. When you act early, you stay in control. Now, let's make sure you see trouble coming before it's at your door. All your plans mean nothing if you're caught off guard. The truth is, even the best-laid strategies can fall apart in an instant if you don't see trouble coming. In a world where things can change in seconds, being surprised is the last thing you want. That's why developing a proactive mindset is just as important as having a plan. Situational awareness is your best tool. It's not just about being alert, it's about actively reading your environment, noticing the details, and picking up on subtle changes that others might miss. This skill can keep you one step ahead of danger. Use technology to your advantage. Police scanner apps, live traffic maps, and social media can all help you spot trouble early. These tools give you real-time information, letting you know what's happening before it hits the news. Learn the normal patterns in your area so you notice when things change. Pay attention to the usual flow of people, traffic, and sounds. When something feels off, trust your instincts and investigate further. Invest in a physical police scanner. It works even if the internet is down. When cell towers are overloaded or power is out, a scanner can still keep you informed about emergencies and police activity nearby. Don't rely on mainstream news alone. By the time a story hits the airwaves, it might already be old news on the street. Mainstream media can be slow or filtered, so always look for more immediate sources. Cross-check with local sources and social media. Local forums, neighborhood groups, and even community chat apps can provide updates that you won't find anywhere else. These sources can alert you to roadblocks, protests, or other disruptions in real time. Watch for keywords like protest or blockade in your area. Set up alerts or search regularly for terms that could signal unrest or disruptions nearby. The sooner you know, the sooner you can act. Pay attention to your surroundings, who's around, what's happening, what's out of place. Sometimes the first sign of trouble is a shift in the mood or behavior of people nearby. Trust your gut if something feels wrong. At home, know the usual sounds. Investigate anything unusual, like unfamiliar voices, vehicles, or alarms. Your home should be your safe zone, so be vigilant about changes in your immediate environment. Track the direction of crowds or incidents. If they're moving your way, act early. Don't wait until a situation is at your doorstep. If you see a protest, fire, or police activity heading your direction, it's time to make decisions. Synthesize info from all sources, scanners, maps, news, your own eyes and ears. The more perspectives you have, the clearer the picture. Don't rely on just one channel, cross-reference everything for accuracy. This gives you time to decide, lock down or escape. When you see trouble coming, you can act with confidence, not panic. Early awareness means you control your options, not the crisis. Situational awareness is a skill. Practice it daily. Make it a habit to scan your environment, even when things seem calm. Over time, you'll get better at spotting the unusual. Turn on your scanner, study your town's map, and make awareness a habit. Familiarize yourself with alternate routes, safe spots, and potential hazards in your area. The earlier you see trouble, the more options you have. Don't be blind, be ready. Remember, awareness is your first line of defense, and it can make all the difference when seconds count. Next, let's talk about practicing your escape. Knowing what to do is only half the battle. Being able to do it under pressure is what really matters. Plans are only as good as your ability to execute them. Here's how to rehearse so you're never caught off guard when it matters most. A plan you don't practice is just a fantasy. Walk your escape routes, day and night. Bring your family, time it. Identify obstacles now, not during a crisis. Practice moving in the dark. Know where you can move unseen. Extend this habit to public places. Always know your exits. In a crisis, you'll move calmly while others panic. Drive your vehicle escape routes at different times. Look for choke points and alternate paths. Plan for abandoning your car. Know where you'd go on foot. Drill with your family. Run what-if scenarios so everyone knows their role. Practice builds calm, smooth actions under stress. It costs little, but it's the best insurance you can buy. Always look for exits. Make it second nature. Preparation is a habit, not a one-time event. Now, here's the warning you can't ignore. Here's the vital info I promised you today. What's happening in LA right now is part of a larger, coordinated movement. This Saturday, June 14th, there's a nationwide event, No King's Day, with over 1,500 planned locations. Look it up, check your area and stay informed. Don't be caught off guard or unprepared. This isn't fear-mongering, it's actionable intelligence you can use. Use these days to double-check your preps and talk with your family. Be extra vigilant. Avoid crowds and hotspots whenever possible. The best way to win is to avoid the fight entirely. Share your intel and preparations in the comments. Help others get ready and stay alert. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you next time.